Hello, everyone. I am in my truck. Um, the husband didn't work today, so the girls were making a lot of noise. So I put them in their crates and I did my chores. And then I ran and got some gas and donuts, and I ate all of the donuts that I bought before I made it home, so I did not have to share. Sometimes I have a craving for a donut, and I absolutely have to have one. But I stopped and got gas, and this was on the gas tank. Where is it? It says admit one to heaven. And it says, if you don't need a ticket to heaven, tear this up if you can. Why would anyone be offended by thoughts of heaven? Surely there is nothing as important as your eternal salvation. Most people know that there is some sort of standard to get in. So let's see how you will do. And it goes on and on and on, and it talks about that. But, you know, I'm not concerned about anyone's spirituality, whatever their religion or whatever they do to make themselves a better person. It's their business. I wasn't offended by this being on the gas tank nozzle. I read it, and I actually put it back for the next person. But then I grabbed it back out and I wanted to show you. Spirituality is a personal journey. And sometimes we journey out of one path into another. And that's fine. As long as you have a path to be a good person. That's my opinion. But not everybody is a good person. A lot of people judge me by my cover. They see me in dirty bib overalls, my hair's in a horrible wad and a ponytail and a hat shoved on it, no makeup, and they just kind of look at me like, ugh. But what they don't realize is I'm in between chores on a farm that I run myself. I do everything myself. I have no help. I've got animals to take care of. Now I've got a head injury and I've got headaches and I can't see very well in certain things I read. I've got a headache right now and I'm holding my sunglasses only because I just really didn't want to wear my sunglasses during this video because I wanted you to know sincere people do not judge you by what you look like. And they're not going to judge you or be offended if you speak about heaven or spirituality. It's just something I don't speak about very often. I'm a very spiritual person. I was raised in church. I was baptized. And I've also followed a path of a more natural type of spirituality. Faith is a great thing to have. And I would never, ever be offended by someone else's faith or to speak to maybe someone who doesn't really have a path. Just thought that was really interesting, and I'm going to keep it for quite a while just because. But let's talk about judging people by their cover, judging a book by the cover. When I was about 6 or 7, I was with my grandfather, and he introduced me to someone. We were at what was called the 5H truck stop. I really don't know what it stood for. I bet if I thought about it, I probably would. I never thought about it. But it's where the coon hunters and fox hunters and hound hunters and the old guys would sit around and drink coffee every day. And then at night, say we got out of the woods at, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, we would all show up at 5H and tell our stories of hunting. Back then, it was so cold, we would get out of the woods and Grandpa would say, "What do you want?" And I'd be like, "Hot chocolate and fried mushrooms." Sounds horrible now, but man, after walking miles and miles behind grown men as a little girl, it sure did taste good. And I was always quite tired when we got there. Of course, you know, that's what coon hunting's all about. Now, one day we went there and he introduced me to this man. He introduced me, and I, you know, um, was a very I was a very adult child. I was my mom's only child. I was the only grandchild for 11 years. I spent a lot of time with adults. So you could take me anywhere. You could take me to a fine dining restaurant, or you could take me to Chuck E. Cheese. It didn't really matter to me. I would appropriate myself in whichever venue we were at. But anyhow, he introduced me to this man, and this man had, not scrubby clothes, but just clothes that I judged as he was poor. Well, when the guy got up to leave, he bought me a roll of butter rum lifesavers. And he handed it to me. He said, "Very nice to meet you, young lady. Here's some sweets for a sweet girl." And he left. Well, when my grandfather and I got in the truck, and I looked at my grandpa and I was like, "Papa, you know, he shouldn't have bought that for me. He was poor." And my grandpa looked at me and went, "No, ma'am." He said, "That man is a millionaire, but he don't flaunt his wealth in front of any of us." And you know what my grandfather meant was, he can buy and sell you, little girl, but he don't act like it. And I learned my lesson that day, not to judge people by how they dress, but you can judge people on how they act, because if people are acting bad, you can pretty much guess they're a bad person, right? Or they're just having a really, really bad day and don't know how to be in a social setting. Don't judge a book by its cover. And, often I get judged by going to the stores. People don't know me. Or if I go to the Kroger in Ohio or the Big Lots and I go in and I've got my dirty bibs on, I'm in between chores. I'm taking off in between dog outings, chicken outings, cutting fruit, putting in a garden, whatever I'm doing, I'm in between chores. And I'm not going to change my clothes for you. I'm not going to put on my makeup for you, because that's not who I am. I am who I am at the moment that you see me. If I have bibs on, I'm on the farm. If I've got nice clothes on, I'm leaving the farm going someplace that's a little nicer than the grocery store or something like that. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't dismiss people's spirituality. A ticket to heaven. Well, what a great thing to find today. You should be preparing. You should be doing everything that you can in your power right now to stock your pantry, to fill that freezer, to get a plan ready to start preserving food. Dehydrate, freeze dry, can, whatever you have to do. And that's what we need to be doing right now. Get your garden stuff ready. Grow a garden this year. If you haven't ever grown a garden, get a great big container, just one, and plant a few herbs. Or do what I do and go to the grocery store and find every reduced piece of fruit and vegetable that you can find and put it away. Can it. Learn how to can. Get your jars ready. Get your lids ready. Find them things. Because I'm going to tell you something. When canning season really hits hard, it's going to be hard to find. So get prepared. Get ready. Be your own spiritual person. Find a path that's good for you, that can bring you a little bit of zen. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I've got things I got to go do, and I don't want to. But I will tell you this, I ate 4 donuts between the grocery store and here, so I didn't have to share them with the dogs. Bye, y'all. Have a great day.